Yo, guys, welcome back. Listen, even though we are done with our Lord of the Rings journey, with the main trilogy, I don't know what's going to happen with The Hobbit. We're certainly not getting into The Hobbit right now. Some of you don't even want me to get into The Hobbit at all. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but we're not doing The Hobbit right now. But that doesn't mean that we have to be completely done with The Lord of the Rings. Listen, there's still documentaries, the making of, all of that stuff behind the scenes to watch. But since we're done, I just think it's very appropriate that we do a ranking, a tier list little ranking. This is also a good test because you guys know I don't know half of these guys' names, but let's hope I actually remember who they are. I'm already looking at some people like, who on earth are you? But that's fine. It just makes it more fun. Okay, let's start. Is that supposed to be King Theoden? My guy. I don't know. He looks a bit weird here. He looks halfway in between being the crusty version and the version that I like. Is that him? Let me just check he's nowhere else here. No, he's not on here. So I'm gonna, oh, there he is. Who's this? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've got no clue who that is. Maybe I'll clock who that is later on. But for now, I haven't got a clue. Aragorn. Aragorn. He's definitely going in. I don't know if he's a goal. This is, by the way, this is not about like how the characters were written, whether this is a good character. Do I like this character or not? That's the ranking, yeah? I love Aragorn. He's a real one. He's a rider. I'm going to put him in champ for now. He may or may not move up. We'll see. But for now, I feel like champ is a really solid place. Return of the King, he really came into his own. That's the real prince that was promised, yeah? Arwen. Oh, Arwen. Such a... Listen, in the Fellowship of the Ring, come and see Arwen grabbing Frodo, trotting with that horse through the forest, and then doing that move with the... She didn't have a lot of screen time. But when she had screen time, she did one of the most impressive things that any character did in terms of with the Nazgul, and she brought that wave of horses to what? She didn't have a... I feel like it would be rude of me to put her on the same level as Aragorn because she just didn't have as much screen time. But what she did when she had it, oh, I'm gonna put her behind her husband for now. She may move down once. Listen, none of these things are finalized until the very end of the video, so stay till the end because I might change things around. But for now, Steven Tyler's daughter, Liv Tyler, I love the character. Can't lie to you. Bilbo's solid to me. Bilbo's solid. I think maybe if I had the context of The Hobbit, maybe he may or may not go up or down. I don't know. But I mean, I like Bilbo. He's funny. He's cool. Sometimes I feel a little bit of a way because of what he left Frodo with, the burden he put on Frodo. And he feels guilty himself for that. And I mean, it was destined. It had to happen anyway. And what happened saved the world. But yeah, but Bilbo is solid. He's not like my favorite. I mean, he's in like the first 30 minutes of the first film and he basically vanishes. But I like him. He's a good dude, but he's not up there. Do you know what I mean? Boromir, I'm sorry. You just go back to my Fellowship of the Ring reaction and you'll understand, or the review more so than the reaction. You'll understand that Boromir, that's my guy. Don't even try it. Like I was if you watch the reaction, you'll see I was insulting him. I literally said I would get Joffrey to poison you until I understood what Boromir meant, what he was doing, why he was the way he is. That's a character. That is a guy. He had a purpose. He was intentional. Everything he was doing was for a reason. It wasn't born out of nothing. It wasn't born out of selfish pride or desire for the ring. Boromir was trying to save his people. And with a dad like that, we're going to get to that man in a second. I love Boromir. Don't talk to me. Move away from me. Oh, this guy. Oh, what's his name? This is Galadriel's husband. I probably should respect him for more than that, but he always was just in the background looking pretty. He didn't have much to say. Yeah, not going to lie. I don't know him from anywhere. I'm so sorry, guys. I hope no one fights me. Sorry to this man.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
When I said we were going to get to him, I didn't think we were going to get to him so quickly. Genuinely, I'm just looking through. Yep. No, I'm convinced. This is the worst. This is the character I hate the most in this entire trilogy. Not even close. I don't know how serious I am in saying this, but this is how I feel right now, so forgive me. Put me in a room with Sauron and this dude. I'm not even going to give him the grace of trying to remember what his name is. Denethor, like I said, I don't care. Put me in a room with Sauron and this dude, I would not be shocked to see my foot lean closer to the side of Sauron than this dude. I hate this guy. I hate what became of his sons because of his behavior towards them. He literally was trying to crisp his son alive. He was trying to make crackling out of his son and himself. Completely was ignoring all logic, selfish, self-absorbed. If I was another person, I'd have some wild insults to throw, but let me just move on Anyway, Elrond. I like Elrond. I think he was being, as a father had to be for his daughter. He was trying to be protective. All the elves were leaving. He was like, listen, my young daughter, stop all this love thing. There's plenty more fish or plenty more elves in Valinor, something like that. Leave this one and let's go. However, the thing about the son, that's a bit painful. Like, you knew that, you know that, and you were trying to keep that from me and hide that from me so that you could protect me. That could break a relationship between a father and a daughter. Do you know what I mean? Like, I understand why he was doing it, but I don't like that he kept that information from her. However, seeing him in the battles and everything, Elrond is a guy. That's a dude. I wish I got to see him in his pomp, because, I mean, he's basically in his retirement era in these three movies. But from what I saw, I really liked him. I'm going to put him, I like him more than Bilbo. I'm going to leave it at the top of solid, but he could move to the back of champ. I don't know. I mean, he also eventually sends the elves to help in the Two Towers, and then also brings the sword to Aragorn. But then also he knew what was going to happen to Frodo. Top of solid. Eomer. Is it Eomer or Eomer? I always get these twos wrong, their names wrong. I like him. A man of truth, a man of honor. He knew what was going on with Grima. He knew what was going on with his uncle. He was happy to be banished and get away from those, and to come back with his army the way he did with Gandalf. Also, the way he blitzed, him and his guys, they blitzed through all of those orcs in Uruk-hai. You know, the ones that had the Cramp Twins captured. If you don't know the Cramp Twins, we'll get to them eventually. He's really good. I like him. Also, it's Carl Urban. I like Carl Urban. I wonder how people are going to feel about where I have Bilbo. I feel like this is probably the most controversial thing I've done so far. But like, Bilbo, to me, he's fine. Again, remember, I don't know young Bilbo. I don't know the Hobbit story at all. So all I know is he went on an adventure and then he gave a ring to his nephew or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, Eowyn. She has to go on a champ. She has to go on the champs. She was rattling me when she kept trying to, steal Aragorn from Arwen. Although I'm not really sure if she really knew or if she didn't know. She knew about the necklace, but I don't know if she knew the context. Or maybe she believed that Arwen was dead or that was called off or something. But she was pushing her luck. Anyway, all of that said, this is not someone who just wants to be a fair maiden and sit in a high tower and wait for someone to come and rescue her. She's about the business. And even though I'm still unsure of how she killed the Witch King, she killed the Witch King. And that's probably one of the best moments in the entire trilogy. So she's going in champ. Faramir. Oh, Faramir. Faramir is definitely not Boromir to me, but he kind of went along the same lines in that I didn't like him at first, understood his story a bit more, came to like him, felt sorry for him because of who his father is. But now I'm just really happy for him that his life is about to change. He's got a lovely wife over here. I don't know what his job is now, whether that he because he's married to the Queen of Rohan, right? Is she Queen of Rohan? But also he was the next Steward of Gondor. So where does he spend his time? I don't know. Anyway, that's besides the point. I really came to like him. Maybe even, not gonna lie, I mean, by the end, I really did like Faramir. Like I said, we're gonna change these at the end. Solid for now. Frodo. Yeah, listen, you guy. You stressed me out at the end. You really did. What you did to Sam, even though it wasn't really you, that's probably keeping you from, surpassing Aragorn. I don't know if you're the top. Like I've said this before, main characters, which Frodo basically is, even though I've heard he's not in the books, they never really tend to be my favorite characters just because they tend to fit in a certain mold, a certain traditional main character mold. However, there are complexities to Frodo, especially as you see the ring start to take a hold of him. But the reason why I have Frodo the most high is because there are so many people that could have been placed in the same situation and just would not have handled it as good as he does. Even though Frodo was eventually conquered, let's say, by the ring, I think what makes Frodo so unique is I don't think 99% of the other people, or let me just say, anyone else, I think the ring would have taken a hold of them much sooner and would have ended up in Sauron's hand much sooner. The fact that he got it all the way through the Middle Earth, all the way to Mount Doom, and then and only then is when it started, it basically had taken over him by that time. The fact it took so long is really what saved everyone. So shout out to Frodo. That's a good dude. Galadriel and her weird self. This is one strange woman. Listen, she's hilarious, unintentionally. But she's probably, she's just ethereal. She's like an alien. She speaks slower than everyone. She's so quirky. I don't know. I love her for how weird she is. And that one moment or is it a couple moments? There's like a few moments where she does this smile. I'm like, Galadriel, you're so weird, but I'm weird too. I like you. And also you gave us some really cool gadgets that were really important. And also you just have some really, I feel like she's the most powerful elf we saw. We just didn't get to see it completely on screen. But she's hilarious. I like her. I'm leaving her in solid. Gandalf. Both iterations. I'm putting this into one. But Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White. What a dude, what a guy. Listen, don't be fooled by the white and the grey. I'm talking about his hair. Don't be fooled by the grey hair, the age, he looks wise, so you think, what? Gandalf was about it. He lost his staff. He picked up a sword and was doing... Are you crazy? Don't talk to Gandalf like that. You don't know. Gandalf was basically like an angel, guardian angel sent to Earth. So I understand now why at times we weren't able to see the full power. You know what I mean? However, I wish there was some sort of context where we could see like the Istari just doing Istari things. Because I would just love to see Gandalf in... Also, he shares a very... it's not a dislike, but he feels the same way I feel to Periwinkle. Like he just wants to pull his ear and clap the back of his head. And that's me. Gimli is undoubtedly the funniest character in this entire series. And not in a bad way. Like there's some other franchises, let's just say, I'm going to pick a random one, Drax, Guardians of the Galaxy, where you have a character who is innately just brings, like, the nature of the character is to be funny, but they don't make it so Gimli becomes a laughingstock, which I felt happened with Drax at times. I love Gimli. Not only is he funny, he's probably, I spoke about courage with Aragorn, but Gimli puts himself in some ridiculous situations, especially in the Two Towers, where he just jumps in a ring of like 30 orcs. I'm like, brother, you are 2'3", but he don't care. Also, he's the representation of an entire race of dwarves. I think he's the only dwarf we see in this entire thing. But if you were to tell me that Gimli is the representation of all dwarves, I would love to meet the rest of the dwarves. You know what I mean? Oh, you. Oh, I can't remember your name. You with the wig. What's his name? One of these, I feel like one of these is called Celebron, and I can't remember who the other one is, but I feel like they could be brothers. But he's definitely more interesting than him. Also, his death was kind of sad. He's a bit stush though. Stush. I don't know if Americans will know what stush means. I just want to say up yourself. Also, that's very British. How do I say this? I don't know. Maybe there's a regalness to him that's just a bit snobby. That's it. However, I just think it's kind of in the nature of elves. I don't think it's a him thing per se. I mean, his death was sad. I think I felt the emotion more because Aragorn was torn and they have some history more than I actually felt sorry for the character. Does that make sense? Because I just didn't know him that much. It was through everyone else's pain that I felt the pain of his death. But I like him. He rode out, he came out, he showed himself. I'm going to put him in Meh. Sorry. Anyway. Oh. This kid was on screen for like 5 seconds. Guys, I didn't make this list, so I didn't know this kid was going to be here. Isn't this the kid that was like playing around with a sword and then Aragorn was like, you clearly don't know how to use that? I mean, more than likely, he's not even around anymore. Oh, I'm so sorry. All the best. Anyway, Isildur. This is complex. Isildur, I don't know you too much. I know you are the cause of everything bad that happened. You are responsible for everything. I joke, but I mean, it's his weakness and his inability to throw that ring, which maybe no one in the world is able to do it. Maybe no one in the world who's in possession of that ring would be able to do that. Like Frodo couldn't. Like I said, Frodo probably did well to be in such close proximity, to have ownership over that ring for so long and be somewhat, in control somewhat. Whereas this guy was taken by Elrond to Mount Doom, like basically after he got it and he wasn't able to throw it in. That was like, what, 10 seconds, bro? Come on. Yeah. I don't know you. Maybe you have a great history. I mean, he killed Sauron. He literally, he didn't kill him. He was in combat with Sauron and got the upper hand. He basically won. That's crazy. So I feel like he has to be somewhere in the middle for the good and the bad. But I don't know you. I don't know your character. Do you make me laugh? Yeah, I guess. I'm sorry. Don't know you. The King of the Dead. Nah. He was annoying me. He was just talking too much. And also, he had to do like the fake out by like doing the evil laugh and disappearing off screen and then making us go through all those like bones and skulls, only to come at the end and be like, we'll fight. Like what, did they really go and have a meeting and be like, should we do this? Guys, you've been here for however long and you want to be free. You got the king right here, just accept it and go. It was annoying me. But shout out you for helping. But yeah, I don't really care about him. Legolas. Listen, the scene with the Oliphant, crazy. Probably has some of the best, maybe one of the best fighters that we see, or his archery is crazy. Just him in general. I don't know how much he was assigned to be in the Fellowship more than it being his own choice, but being the one elf that was going to stay around and partake in this, knowing how strong the rest of the elves are, he just seems crazy honorable. Like, I really love him. I love the trio, Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas. I love the three of them. I love that brotherhood. I think he's going to go right there. This is going to be really weird to say. Not that I like this dude, but I don't know. I said I wasn't going to include the off-screen stuff like the performances or the technicality, all that stuff. But like, I don't know. I was just so impressed by the makeup, he killed one of my favorite characters, Boromir. So he should make me really angry. But I don't know. There was something that impressed. I can't believe this is actually leaving my mouth. But I cannot put him above. Actually, I don't really care about these people. I'm not going to put him and get him off my screen. I was tempted to put him in solid, but he literally killed one of my favorite characters. I just thought it was really cool. I'm sorry, guys. Boo me. It's fine. I'll take it. Which one is this? This is Merry Christmas. I when I was watching back my reactions, I saw that I was always lumping together Pippin and Merry. But looking back, it was always Pippin. Merry actually wasn't as chaotic as I made out. He was just guilty by association. But I like him. I like Merry, especially in that last film. Him and Eowyn, they have this shared story of, wanting to partake, but then King Theoden is like, no, you're useless. He doesn't say that, but, he's basically like, just sit down and wait for us to try to do something. I really like him. I came to really like him a lot. He's a champ. I don't have any younger siblings. I am the youngest. But Pippin Periwinkle very much feels like the younger sibling that just gets on your damn nerves, but you're related. Your blood, your family. You have to take care of him. You're never gonna abandon him or kick him out the house, but you have to bring him along. Yo, wait, but in Return of the King, he got a nice couple kills in. He had some nice moves. But listen, across these three movies, this was probably the most frustrating character to watch. Anything he could do to make me and Gandalf upset, he was doing. The Palantir, it ended up being useful that he looked into it, but I cannot believe, I feel like looking at the people in there, I just feel like it's a disrespect. I think he's gonna go in solid. Listen, without the context of the people who was here, he'd get off my screen because he's so frustrating in a good way, like in a funny way. But just looking at the people here, I just can't put him. I can't put him with Denethor. I can't put him with these guys. He has to go in solid, but as punishment, he's going to the bottom. Oh, Vanessa, Philippa. Guys, I'm never gonna remember her name. I'm not gonna lie. Your husband is a goat. Wherever he's coming up. Let's just do them both at once. I don't need to say much. If you've watched my reactions, I mean, he's literally in the title of one of them because he's my favorite character from this whole thing. I'm not talking too much about Sam. You guys know what it is. Sam is Sam, Sam, Sam. His wife, she's pretty, I guess. I don't know you. I love your husband. I guess the two are one. Maybe I should love you as well, but I don't know you. Maybe in the sequel trilogy where we explore Sam's life after all of this, maybe I get to know you and I love you, but I don't know you. Sorry. You're basically equivalent to him. Yeah, these are the two partners who don't say much. They just stand in the back and look pretty. Sauron. Oh, sorry, Saruman even, not Sauron. I really feel like Sauron was trying to do a good thing. He just took the wrong avenue. He took the wrong path in he was trying to out Sauron as a method to defeat him. But the fact that that's what he chose, that's what he thought would be the great thing to do, you gotta be down here somewhere, Saruman. But I loved seeing him because he's obviously on the bad side now. He's doing things that he's not allowed to do and interfering, etc. And so at times we get to see him play around with his power more than Gandalf, and I loved seeing stuff like that. I'm gonna put him at the top of me. You guys are probably like, this guy's not okay. I'm not, and it's fine. Sauron, I mean, you're literally the devil. What good could I possibly have to say about Satan himself in the Tolkien universe? Nothing. Get off my screen. Die. Delete. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry. Do one. I was a defender of the Smeagol side of Smeagolum right until the end of that movie where he basically, to me, reveals himself to have always been a prick. To put it kindly. He didn't seem to care that he killed Digo. And at the end, he virtually says like, who I think is Smeagol, he's like, I was lying from the beginning. That was confirmation enough for me to be like, off you pop. Maybe you guys can add context and want to defend him. I was a defender up until the last movie, and now I have no empathy or sympathy or whichever one. I don't care. Oh, I love him. I love King Theoden. I'm telling you right now, I'm part of the Rohan. I'm Rohanese. That's my king. Yes, I didn't like how he would stop these two from partaking, and it's almost like saying they are not good enough to partake. In a way, he's trying to be protective and just like let us do our thing, but That would frustrate me at times. However, I think in terms of speeches, lines, monologues, no one comes close. Maybe Gandalf at times would come close. King Theoden is king of that. I would fight for that man just on the basis of the charisma, the encouragement, the vim in his speeches. Yeah, that's me. You're a loser. Get off my screen. You ain't the worst of the worst. You're worse than Gollum. Also, that screaming, that flipping, screeching and screaming all the time from your whatever. It's not a dragon, but I forget what it's called. Please stop that. Like, stop. Actually, stop. Treebeard. Oh, I really like Treebeard. But also, he would talk sometimes with just way too slow. But I love Treebeard. Do I love Treebeard more than Frodo? I do, if I'm being honest. Maybe even more than Legolas. This is hilarious. I feel like people are going to shoot me in the comments. Grima. Oh my gosh, Grima. You know what's so funny? Shout out you in the comments. Someone was like explaining the context of why Grima, was crying. Was it in the Two Towers? When he sees the army and he's crying. And in my reaction, I was like, why are you crying? Like, are you crying because you're so overjoyed to see all these people? And someone added the context, which I understood and I agree with. But at the time, Two Towers was my introduction to Grima. All I had seen was him be this weird, slimy, sort of, I don't know, there was really something weird to his relationship with Eowyn. So you have to bear in mind, I did not care to give this guy any grace at that time. I feel what people are saying more so in The Return of the King, when I see him on the rooftop. That's when it becomes more overt, but you can see that he actually does have some feeling towards Rohan. But yuck, he makes me itch. His skin is lifeless. Maybe he's not get off my screen, but he's definitely at the bottom of me. No, thank you. I do not remember this guy at all. Like, I have no clue. The only thing I can think maybe this is who it is when Arwen was about to leave and she's on the horse and then some dude is like, my lady, you cannot, I don't know him from anywhere. But assuming that's him, I'm just going to put him meh. Because I don't know you. I don't know your character. I can't vouch for you. I don't know what you do in your spare time. So I'm just going to leave you there. Who is this dude? I feel like I'm going to feel really... You know who it looks like? It looks like Odin. from Thor. It looks like Anthony Hopkins. But I just cannot work out who that is. What is this picture? This is the movie poster. No? From The Fellowship. Why is that a thing? I'm confused. Are you asking me to rank the movie as a whole? It's fantastic. I'm just going to assume that's what it's saying. This disgusting... I don't even know... I don't know what this is. I don't know what its name is. But it's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Can't be worse than Sauron. It's worse than the Witch King. You need some Colgate. You need some Listerine. You need to floss. Your breath stinks. Why is your helmet so long? Like, does your head extend that long? Take it off, let's see. Yeah, foul, disgusting, horror. And Theodred, the king's son. I don't know you again. It was sad to see that you died, but I'm sorry, I can't vouch for you. If someone says, do you know this dude? Like, should I give him a job? And my reputation is on the line, I don't know what to say. Okay, what did I know? I knew that you were off battling some orcs and you died fighting. So there's some honor there, which is good. Maybe I'll put you here. Because, these two didn't even speak. Maybe they did speak and I don't remember. That boy, come on, be serious. I have negative thoughts towards you, Maybe I should move you up. But I'm going to put you there. And yeah, you at least had some words. I'll put you there. People are going to look at this and be like, what's your problem? I don't know. I just thought he was cool. He did the worst thing by killing Boromir, but I'm going to get caned in the comments for not knowing who you are. But I literally just cannot think about who this could possibly be. It looks like he's sitting on a throne or so. Wait! Is this the guy that shot the arrow in the Two Towers? Like, before he was supposed to? Like, they were all waiting, the orcs were standing there, and then someone shot... You know what it reminds... Sorry, I always have a Game of Thrones reference. as you can see, like, or as you can tell, is still, even with the last few seasons, my favorite series or my most watched series of all time. You know what that scene reminded me of? When I think this is the guy who shot the arrow. It reminded me of the Game of Thrones episode where they go and capture a White Walker, and they're stood in a circle with the ice, and then I think it's the Hound who like chucks a rock, and then from then the White Walkers figure out that the Whites figure out that we can walk on this now because it's frozen, and then they start running. That's what that reminded me of, because I think the orcs and the Uruk-hai were just standing there, and then he shoots the arrow, and they're like, "Okay, we're going." If that's him, I mean, it's not like you caused the fight. It was bound to happen. You just got it going. I think your hand slipped. I don't even think he meant to do that. But yeah, I don't know you like that, but you're fine. Meh, I'll just put you there. Honestly, I'm not sure I need to make too much changes in terms of the order. I feel pretty fine with the order. Maybe I can let's go through it one by one. I mean, the film is amazing. I keep switching back and forth with Return of the King and the Fellowship. I think the Fellowship might be my favorite of the three. Sam's definitely number one. Boromir's definitely number two. Honestly, I'm going to do that. In this category, I'm fine with that. Oh, yeah. No, I'm fine with that. In this category, Galadriel, Faramir, Elrond, Eomer, Bilbo, Isildur, Pippin. I think I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. You guys probably aren't, but I mean, make your own. Or you can tell me in the comments where you think you completely disagree. People are gonna shout. I don't mind. Let me know your thoughts. You can debate me. I'll probably reply if I feel like replying in the comments. Where have I absolutely lost my mind? Where am I spot on? Let me know what you think. Guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.